Yeah, so my name is Alvito Fernandez. I'm the Director of Study and Work Abroad AVF Consultants. I will take you through what the presentation is going to look like. I will first start with and a slight introduction of what are the latest updates with regard to studying in Canada. That will be followed by a presentation by Mr. Pavandeep Singh, who is the India Manager and Area Manager for University Canada West. Okay, so he's going to talk to you about the latest updates on and the effects of COVID-19 on the education system of Canada. And he's going to talk to you about University Canada West, mainly about the MBA. That will be followed by a short presentation by Priyal, who represents Auxilo Finance. They do student loans for Canada and for other countries, and she's going to give you a little brief of how the education loan system will work for your applying to study in Canada. You know, you can take loans when you need to pay your fees and your GIC for Canada, and Priyal will talk to you about that, and that will be followed by a Q&A. Okay, so I will jump right into it. So I just want to start by saying I want to welcome everybody here. We appreciate you taking the time to come and attend the webinar. It is an uncertain time for us all at the moment with regard to COVID-19 and the way forward. We are not very sure when this will end and when we will get back to normal and all of that. However, we are all in it together. We hope that we can get through it together, and we are here as your consultants to support you right through your journey of studying overseas and studying in Canada. And the universities are here to support you. So when Pavandeep talks about the University Canada West and what they are doing, you will have, I'm sure by the end of the presentation, you will be a little more assured about your pathway to study and that it's not going to go up in flames. Okay, so we as consultants and the universities are going to support our students right through the entire process and right through this whole time of uncertainty, which I think we should turn around not very long from now. So I'll just give you one important thing with regard to studying in Canada and what Canada immigration and Canada government has done to improve the prospects of students to study in Canada. As you know, we've all gone online. All universities have gone online with their studies. So Canada immigration, IRCC has changed a very important rule with regard to the post-study work visa. You understand that in Canada, you get a 3 years post-study work visa if you do an MBA, and you get a 1 year post-study visa if you do a diploma. Now, because you cannot travel to Canada at the moment, the borders are closed, India borders, and there are no flights going out of India, we cannot start your studies immediately, neither in the July not in the July intake. However, for the September-October intake, especially for Canada West, there is a possibility that you can start your studies online. Okay. Now, when you start your studies online in the coming September-October intake, you will not lose your right to your post-study visa. So the change in the rule with IRCC, with the Canadian immigration, is that you can start your course online, and if you do up to 50%, even if you do up to 50% of your course online, and the remaining you do it in Canada, which means you do 1 year in India, 1 year in Canada, you will still be able to get your 3 years post-study work visa. Okay, I put the link there. You can refer to it. It's out in public domain on the immigration website, and that's a very, very good rule for people who are looking to study in Canada in this year. So, which means you don't have to hold on, you don't have to defer. You can start in September, October, start your studies online, and whenever the borders open, you can then go and continue your studies on campus in Canada. There's only one little thing to note about that is you need to hold a valid visa to start your course online. Okay, so that is a function of when our visa offices open. The good thing is Canadian immigration is accepting visas without a medical, without biometrics, and without any physical contact. So we file your visa online. You can start your course online once you have your visa, and then as and when the borders open, you're able to do your biometrics. You can then leave for Canada. So that is how it's going to work with regard to Canada and the updates from immigration for Canada. Yeah, so that is a very good thing. It's very reassuring to all our students, to all of us, that studying online is not going to affect your post-study work rights. So the way it works in Canada is, I'll just give you a brief of how, for those who do not know this, you can study if you study a diploma for 2 years or a master's degree, which is typically 1.5 or 2 years, you will get a 3-year post-study work visa. Okay. When you study a 1-year diploma, you get a 1-year visa. However, if for those looking to try to get your residency in Canada, you need to have at least 1 year of work experience in Canada to claim those points. Hence, you will typically study a 2 years program. So the MBA at UCW, you will see is a 24 to 27 month program, which you will study to then get a 3 years post-study work visa. Okay, so the course is structured in a manner where the students get the maximum work visa, and once you have your work visa, you find a job, you get work experience for at least a year, and then you're able to apply for permanent residency. Yes, so that is with regard to your work visa and your work rights in Canada. Of course, at the moment, while you are studying, during your course period, you're allowed to work 20 hours a week to support your living expenses. It doesn't take care of your fees, but definitely it takes care of your living expenses. On the contrary, during this COVID-19, Canada gave full-time work rights to students. Even they didn't restrict them to 20 hours if they were working in essential services. So they gave them full-time work rights, and students have been able to support themselves right through this period of the COVID-19. Okay, so that is it from me. I'm going to ask Pawandeep to now come in. And Pawandeep, you can share your screen. So I'll just introduce you to Pawandeep Singh. He is the India manager and one of the most approachable persons I've met in the industry. University Canada West, he's going to give you with regard to the university and everything else. A very friendly place to go and study. It's located in Vancouver, which is probably the city that everybody wants to go to, and it is located in downtown Vancouver, which Pawandeep will talk to you. So over to you, Pawandeep.
All right. So thank you so much, Mr. Alvinto, and Team AVF. Thank you for calling me today here, to talk about University Canada West. And thank you so much all for joining us here today. And on behalf of University Canada West, I hope that you all are safe and fine, and all are following the government protocols as we are going through with this, global health crisis called COVID-19 pandemic. So today, like he has already introduced me, I'm Pawandeep Singh, and I'm the India representative for University Canada West, which is located in one of the beautiful city in Canada, that is Vancouver. So guys, programs, of course, the requirements and about the impact of COVID-19 on Canadian education. But not only this, I'm not going to try to make your, this presentation very boring for you. I'll try to cover more of your questions, what you'll be having, but definitely we can have it at the end of the session, so once we have all of the questions on there. But so guys, first getting into university, I'll give you a quick glance about the location where we are, because most of the people, they are looking to go to abroad these days, and Canada, of course, is one of the best choice for them. There are certain reasons that why generally people looking to go to Canada, why not, the other countries?
Pawan, sorry, your voice is cracking, so we were not able to hear you in between.
Okay, all right, I'll try to just check it up. Is it fine now?
Yep, now it's fine.
It's better, yeah.
Great.
It's better. Yeah.
Great. So I'll talking about that. what are the location, like where we are located, what is Vancouver, where we are situated, and specifically what is good about living and studying at downtown Vancouver. So guys, Canada, as I said, you know, it is one of the first preference and one of the best location to migrate, you know, because the government is very supportive to immigrants. We have a lot of benefits which we are offering to international students, and in fact to the migrants as well, in terms of jobs or in terms of health facilities, or I can say the permanent residency part too. So it is the process is a bit easy as compared to any other country in the world. That is how we have people coming from almost 44 countries, those who want to live, work, and study in Canada. But again, Canada, I'm not pretty sure how much you know about it, but Canada is a very cold country. You know, we have few of the locations where the temperature sometimes goes like -25, -30, -35 very easily in winters. All right. So whenever you are deciding to go to Canada for your future path, you need to make sure which location you are choosing, because choosing a right city can really make an impact on your future prospects. So we have a lot of provinces, lot of cities in Canada. Probably you might heard about Vancouver, Toronto, or a few other locations which are of course very famous among Indian people. Like we are going there since ages. So today I'm gonna talk about province which is British Columbia, that is in the western part of Canada, and one of the best province to live in terms of weather conditions. There are a lot of reasons why generally people choose to live in British Columbia. Of course, the weather conditions are more fine there as compared to any other part of country. Like we never goes below minus. So it is obvious very good, you know, especially for Asian students who do not have that sort of environment where we generally live in like below -25-degree temperature. Vancouver is one of the best town to live in the world. Now, why I'm telling you this in the world, because we have been ranked #3 best city to live in by The Economist in 2018. So we are just behind Melbourne and Vienna in terms of providing the health facility to the people, jobs prospects, and of course the permanent residency options. So that is how hundreds of students these days, they want to travel to Vancouver to make their second home. And there are a lot of interesting things again about Vancouver, guys. The first thing is, it is completely a tourist destination. And we have a, likewise, you guys, I'm not pretty sure whether most of you are from Mumbai right now, those who have joined us, but as Mumbai is known as the Bollywood city of India, Vancouver is known as the Hollywood of the North. We are the third biggest city in North America to produce the feature films and the short film productions. So if anyone want to like to get into production, direction, you know, acting, on any sort of entertainment industry, Vancouver again is a very good, you know, a place to make your journey in. Another thing, Vancouver is known as the 4th home for the biggest cruise port in the world. That means whatever import and export happens in Canada is generally go through Vancouver port. So the people, those who want to get into import and export industry or supply chain management industry, basically, there's a plenty of jobs options available for these industries. Also, as Vancouver is one of a famous destination for tourists, we have plenty of restaurants, cafes. So tourism industry is there in a very big manner. So there are a lot of things. I mean, we have a lot of IT companies coming in there. We have Accenture, we have TCS, and many others. So it means that from whatever field you belong to, definitely you have to look around that what city can offer to you. So Vancouver can offer to you all of the things what immigrants can look after for. So we are there at Vancouver downtown. So downtown means a city center. And there are a lot of plus points and advantages are there to study at downtown of any city. So that's I'll cover up later on, guys. So we are moving ahead with the presentation, a very short presentation, and I'll talk more about the program as well. That will be more interesting for you, I guess. All right, so in this session, we're going to talk about the accreditation of the university, the ranking of Canada and the city, the benefits of studying with us. I'll also talk about the scholarship options, admission requirements, tuition fees, and of course, the employment opportunities. So let's start with quick introduction of the city. As I already talked a lot, it is one of the beautiful cities in the world. You can always Google up. We are just surrounded by valleys and very near to the beautiful Pacific Ocean. So guys, there are a lot of indoor and outdoor activities we have to do in and around at Vancouver. So people never get bored there, you know, so you can give time to yourself, to your family, to you know, your outdoor activities as well. So a lot of things are there to explore in Vancouver. Yes, Vancouver is basically industrial and the financial capital sort of for Canada.
Pavandeep, we couldn't hear anything after Pacific Ocean.
All right, is it fine now?
Yeah, it's just in between. It's just going off. That's why.
Okay, I'm sorry for that, guys. Might be there would be some connection issue. That could be the probably reason when you missed out. But thank you for letting me know in between. That's okay. So Canada, as I said, of course, you know, Canada is inviting hundreds of people, you know, on their PR process, and thousands of people they are applying to look after for good jobs, to look after for secure career, for their future home. So there are a lot of things and a lot of opportunities what international students can get by studying in Canada. There are a lot of benefits if you compare it from other countries as well. If you choose Canada as your second home, like the tuition fees is very affordable in Canada. You don't have to pay much, you know, for your yearly tuition deposits. The living cost is very less as compared to other countries. Job options are very high, you know, because more of the places are just developing and government required the skilled people. So if you are having any certain sort of skills, Canada is a best place for you. Moving ahead, guys, yes, as I said, that a lot of outdoor activities you can do, as we have a lot of mountains there, and Canada, of course, a country, it's a very cold one. So definitely you can have a lot of snow activities and like sea activities you can definitely go in and around in Canada, especially in Vancouver town. Now coming back to the career destination. Now why British Columbia or why Vancouver? Because weather, of course, it's one of the big reasons that why most of the people they choose to come to British Columbia or Vancouver itself rather than going to any other province. So it is not only about weather, but it is about job prospects as well. So you can see here there is a labor market assessment which has been done by British government, you know, BC government basically, that what will be the job expects, you know, for the students or the people those who are coming in Vancouver or British Columbia. So you can see here that we are expecting of the growth of about 1.5% every year for international students or the migrants in every field. And in BC, there would be around 9 lakh jobs would be coming around in all of the fields, whether you are from IT industry, whether you are from hospitality or from sales or from marketing, medical, for everyone. So you can see here the number of positions what will be available for next 10 years. It is very high. And BC is already a well-developed province. So you will not have to find any problem in terms of living and in terms of look after for jobs as well from the first day when you land up here. So this information, guys, you can always go through with the official website of British Columbia government. So you can just have a look, because if you're more concerned about your future prospects, I can say you should refer all the government websites onto which this information is provided. Now going ahead, guys, University Canada West, anyhow, we are very much famous in Indian market because the program what we offer are quite different from other universities, and the requirements are a bit easy to get into. And of course, the location is one of the best parts. So as I said, that choosing a right city is really very important while traveling to Canada, because there are few of the locations. I won't take the name of the locations, but there are a few of the places where actually students have to travel like around a kilometer to just get a water bottle. So these sort of places are also there. So please choose a city very wisely, which are already developed, where you can actually have all of the facilities in and around. So I can say Vancouver is one of the best destination to get into. And as we are located in downtown Vancouver, that will give you a lot of advantages, you know, in terms of transportation, in terms of look after for part-time jobs, and of course, living in and around Vancouver town. So guys, we are coming up with a very new campus with the name of Vancouver House. It is like built up at the area of 90,000 square feet, onto which will be able to accommodate around 3,400 students at once. So this campus will gonna start from this particular coming July 2020 intake, and whosoever the students are already there in Canada, so those can start up their studies there, because we are pretty much sure that by July classes will gonna start for the people, those who are there, like those who are onshore there. So this is about the university campus. You can see here, guys, we have all the facilities providing you on the campus.
Pawandeep, I think your screen is still on the first slide. You're not able to move that, I think.
All right, let me quickly check. Is it visible now? So are you able to view my screen now, guys?
Yeah, but you're still on the first slide. You're still on the first slide.
Let me check. All right, so I'm not really sure why it's happening. Let me quickly check it up again, going back.
I think, Pawandeep, you have not started a slideshow. That's the reason it's still showing the first slide.
I guess it is with the slideshow actually, but I'm not sure that why.
Okay, there.
Yeah, it's not showing us.
Just hold on. Let me again share up the screen, guys. Let me quickly. Are you able to view it now? Is it fine?
No, it's still on the first slide.
I'm not sure why this is happening.
Yes, it is
Yeah,
audible
it has
to
moved.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it fine now?
It's now
Yeah,
experience Vancouver is what is it?
Yeah. So guys, I was just talking about the campus, the new campus which we are coming up with, that is downtown Vancouver, with the name of Vancouver House. So this is the new campus which we are coming up with, and we've already built up new campus there for around to accommodate almost 3,400 students at once. So this is the new one with all the facilities in terms of accommodation, in terms of getting you groceries to look after for the jobs, because we are at downtown, so definitely a lot of industries we are there. So one of the best location now we have got into, and that's how more of the people they are joining us now from the coming intake. Going ahead, guys. Now on the page of the accreditations, where I talk about from where we are located, like, you know, recognized.
We can't see that. We can't see that.
Right. And so there could be some problem, I guess, because so let me check, guys.
Actually, the slideshow is not working. It's just showing the PowerPoint presentation, but it's not going on a slideshow.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think you'll have to click on that slide.
No, so Pawandeep, I suggest you exit the slideshow and show us the side, because if you click your mini slides, it should show us. So I suggest you do that.
Yeah, I'm just trying to do that itself.
Yeah, okay. So we can see, yeah, this is UCW Vancouver House campus. This is what we can see now.
All right. So now I'm just changing up a slide now. Just let me know if you'll be able to. Now, is it fine?
Yes, yes, yes.
Is it moving now? Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes.
Great. So this is the campus pictures, guys. Like as I said, will be accommodate more of the people now. Those who will be joining us from the coming intakes. And so the location is one of the best location, of course, which you can always find on the Google as well. That's why downtown Vancouver is more of the famous location for international students to get into. This is the campus map, guys. All right, so there are a lot of benefits, as I said, which will be get once you choose to study at Vancouver, downtown of any particular city. Downtown, as I said, which is the city center and very well connected with every corner of the city. So the first advantage which you will get, that is the transportation facilities. The local metro station, guys, is just 5 minutes walk from the university campus. Now, why I'm telling you this, because more of the students in Canada, they spend hours just on transportation, because most of the time their college or the universities are on the other side and their workplace is on the other side. So they have to travel a lot, But here, if you plan to join downtown, the best part, once you come in the morning to start up your classes, and at downtown itself, you can find and look after for job options. And in the evening, you can easily go back to your homes. So you do not have to travel a lot. And of course, you will be saving your travel time, and you'll also save your travel money and travel cost as well. Also, we are very well connected with Vancouver International Airport. That is just 45 minutes sky train we do have, and you can directly reach to UCW Vancouver campus. So one of the best campus what we are having in Canada, that is downtown Vancouver specifically. So there's the UCW campus map, guys, which you can more explore while going on Google, so understand it in a better way. Now, moving ahead, what are the accreditations of the university? What are the benefits of studying at UCW? So guys, we are a very younger university. We have started campus in 2004, but despite of that, we are one of the famous university in Canada for international students. UCW is a business-oriented university where we offer more of the business programs. So that means we haven't started any IT technical programs or any medical programs. It is purely business degree courses what we do offer. But what we can assure you that the accreditations what we are having, that makes our degree valid worldwide. It means we are very well aggregated with all the government bodies in Canada, those who are, those who authorize institutions to run up the degrees. So we are aggregated by ACBSP, which is a Canadian body. We are aggregated by British Columbia EQA, the quality, assurance organization, who authorize, institutions to run up the business courses. So once you complete your degree from UCW, if you want to stay back in Canada or want to go back to your home country or want to travel to any part of the world, this degree will give you the best possible career prospects. Another thing, you must be knowing that there are few of the institution, those who are having the authorization to offer you post-study work rights, because not all of the institutions in Canada are authorized to provide you the post-study work rights after completion of the course. We are one of them, those who offer you 3 years post-study after completion your diploma or a degree program from UCW. So we have a DLA number which you can find out on the CIC website, and there you can see that UCW do offer PSW for all the international students. Now, moving ahead, guys, we have recently got a tie-up with IBM Technologies, which is again one of the famous multinational company in the world. So all of the project works what our students do at campus in terms of their projects, in terms of their studies, they all be aggregated by IBM. And at the end of your studies, IBM generally offer the certifications as well to all the students, those who are studying with UCW. And we have a lot of people, those who are coming from technical backgrounds, looking forward to make their career in IT sector again. So this is something which can be an additional benefit for you apart from your study course. This is what we have started for all the international students. Talking about Canada, there are a lot of things to talk about Canada, which we of course cannot cover it in this presentation. But the first thing which I talk about, of course, Canada has been ranked numbers 2, the best country in the world to live, with a lot of benefits, with a lot of advantages in terms of immigration, in terms of job prospects, in terms of medical facilities. And if you come to Canada, the best part, particularly for Vancouver guys, which I missed out, that 40% population which you find in Vancouver, they are actually born outside Canada. That means every second person you meet in Vancouver, they are actually from different countries. So that is how Canada is home for different, nationalities. Diversity is there. In India, you can find people from all over the places. Like we have North Indians, we have people coming from West India, coming from South India. So it's a good cultural, diversity what we are able to maintain in Canada, and it is again one of the peaceful country in the world too. Another thing, it has been ranked number 3 best country for education, because education system is so much smooth in Canada, where we have the affordable fee structure, good career course options, short-term programs leading to jobs, and of course, living expenses is not that high. So these are the 2 parts for Canada, and the third one I already discussed about, that Vancouver has been ranked number 3 best city in the world to live, with a lot of benefits. So there are quite interesting benefits, guys, if you choose Canada as your second home. PR, of course, I'll talk later on, although I'm not authorized person to talk about permanent residency much about it, but definitely I'll give you a look onto that how PR things work after completion of your course here. So moving ahead now, what are the benefits of studying at UCW? Now, why UCW is so much famous among Indian students? There are a lot of things about UCW, guys, which I'm going to share about it. The first is the intakes. Intakes means when your course starts. Generally in Canada, institutions are having 2 to 3 intakes in a year. And most of them, either they are winter, that means January, or they have a spring one, that is May, or probably very few, they are having majorly the fall one, that is September. But I can proudly say that UCW, we offer 4 intakes in a year. So we have a roll-up intake, guys. That means if someone missed January, then they can get into April. If you missed out April, then we have July in between as well. And at last, we have October intake. So we have all the odd intakes, and that's how we are able to keep almost 400 students joining in every intake only from India. So these 4 intakes what we run up, and right now we are recruiting the students for October 2020 and January 2021. So these are the 2 intakes which are already running in, and students are applying for the admissions. Another thing about the scholarships, we also offer a lot of scholarship for international students, which I'll talk later on after talking about the programs. Then the small class sizes, of course, that's also our beauty, because we able to maintain very small classroom, like 25:1 ratio is there. We do not exceed more than 25 students in a classroom, so you can get a personal touch with your faculties and with your teachers. All our programs are well aggregated, as I said, from ACBSP, which is the body in Canada to authorize institutions to offer business degrees. Also, guys, we have a faster completion, program options. Likewise, you can complete your degree sooner as well. You don't have to study a traditional 2 or 4 years, programs. You can even complete your degree sooner. So these are all the benefits which we offer to international students. Now moving ahead with some other topics about UCW, which makes us unique. So as I said, guys, that UCW is a business-oriented university. So we call a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of business people from the different industries to the campus every week to make a talk with the students. So that generally helps students to understand the Canadian market, the Canadian job options, where you can make your job, and of course, to make your good references. This is how we are able to secure good career job options for the international students. So there are a lot of activities which we keep doing, around the year for international students in the campus. So now I'll talk about the program, which is one of the flagship program, I can say, for UCW, for which University Canada West is known for, and which is the main topic for today's discussion as well. That is MBA, Master of Business Administration. So guys, MBA, as we know, it's a very common program, even in India as well. Thousands of people, they do MBA every year, from different countries, including India. And I can say that MBA is, these days, basically, MBA is not just only a degree, it is a requirement. Because most of the companies, the SMEs, the blue chip organizations have made it mandatory that if you do not have MBA, you cannot even get into interviews. So MBA is required, and it's a universal program. So that means anyone can do this program at any age. But before I'll talk about MBA from UCW, I'll give you a quick stats about MBA in India. What exactly the current situation. So guys, do you know that how much business schools we do have in India? We have around 5,000 plus business schools running, over 1 lakh seats for MBA every year. If you exclude the top business schools, the top 10 or top 15, the situation of placements are very shocking. I'll not talk about the numbers, but yes, it is not well. So why generally people get into MBA or master degree or business degree from abroad? There's a different scenario, especially even if you want to do MBA from Canada. Earlier it was not possible for a lot of students. They were not able to get into MBA in Canada because it was very tough to crack the entry requirement of the institutions. So first of all, getting into MBA in Canada is really very tough. Still it is tough. I'll tell you how. Because there are very few institutions, those who offer MBA program. Very few institutions. Apart from that, their entry requirements are very tough. So what are the challenges international students face to get into MBA or a master degree in Canada? The first requirement, what most of the students they do have, the institutions, sorry, they do have, that is GMAT. GMAT is one of the requirements for most of the business schools in Canada. If you do not have it, you are not able to get into MBA. And we have a lot of Indian students, those who are having good score, but they do not want to get into MBA, or they are simply denied to take GMAT examination. So that means you're not able to get into MBA if you don't have GMAT. Second requirement, the academic requirements are very high for other institutions. They generally starts with 7 CGPA or 6.5, right? You should be having 60% and above, 65% and above to get into MBA. Another major requirement is you should be having 16 years of education. There's a major requirement for North American institution. That means you should have 4 years of bachelor's degree. But in India, apart from technical and few medical programs, more of the degrees are of 3 years. That means you are not able to get into master degree. So what students do? They get into a diploma or a certificate program. Because they know they cannot get into masters, then they get into 2 years diploma or a 1 year certificate program. And it's a very common question, guys, which I always, hear from students, and they ask me that, what exactly the difference between a master degree and a diploma? And what will be the impact if we go for a diploma, or what are the advantages or disadvantages of having masters in our hand? So guys, it's very simple that diploma is basically a specialized program, right? That means if you are from any particular field or you want to explore that particular field itself, like if you're from marketing and want to do something in marketing, you can choose any marketing certificate or a diploma. It's a short-term course. They will only give you the overview idea that how industry works. But on the other hand, the master degree will give you the in-depth knowledge of that particular industry or particular education level. Like if you go for MBA, MBA will give you the complete idea about that how organizations work. What is HR, what is marketing department, what is finance department. So that means after having masters in your hand, you'll be capable to become an entrepreneur. You can start your own company, or you want to get into a good job level, into your industry. You should be having in-depth knowledge of your industry. So this is the major difference between masters, where you'll get the complete in-depth information, and certificate and diploma is the overview of that program. The major problem, because from India, majority of the student, they look after to go for a diploma or a certificate itself. The reason is, as I said, that getting into masters is really tough. But thanks to UCW, that we have made the things very easy for international students, and we have made our policies and requirements so easy that even if you can compare it from diploma or a certificate program, it is almost similar to them. So we have came up with a very new entry requirements, and we want that every international students can get MBA from Canada. Now, what are the requirements? What we have removed? The first one is the GMAT. So guys, we do not ask for GMAT examination. If you want to study MBA in Canada, you do not have to go for GMAT if you're looking to get into UCW. Another thing, we do not ask for 16 years of education. If you have completed your 3 years degree from India, any field, if you have done your BCom, BBA, BCA, or any other degree, which is of 3 years, still you can apply for MBA in Canada. This is the change what we have made. Another, the entry requirement, the percentage requirement, which is the major challenge for Indian students, because generally in India, while doing graduation, most of the people not able to secure, about 70, 75 easily. It's very tough marking system we have here, especially good universities like Mumbai University or Delhi University and some others. So our entry requirements are again very easy, that we only required minimum 55% and above in your graduation. So if you have done your 3-year bachelor's degree with minimum 55%, you are able to get into MBA program in Canada. This is what we have started. Another advantage, another USP, though I can say the beauty of this program is the, lot of people, they generally complete their studies while doing work. It's a very common phenomenon in India, like after completion of 12th, most of the people, they get into jobs, and like by distance learning, they complete their studies. Most of the institutions in Canada, they do not accept students with distance learning. They need regular students for their programs. But UCW, we do accept international students, those who have completed their studies through distance learning as well. So guys, whether you have done your education from regular board or from distance learning, there wouldn't be any problem. You can get into MBA program easily. These are the requirements what made us very unique from other institutions in Canada. And the people, those who are early planning or getting into diplomas, now they are joining us for master degree course. Also, last but not the least, USP of this program is a very common question, still is very confusing question among Indian students, that how much education gap is acceptable in Canada? You might ask these sort of questions, with a lot of partners. You do Google that I am like age of 35. Can I go and study in Canada? What are the possibilities of visas and these sort of questions? You can Google it very easily and find it. So guys, in general, in Canada, generally 4 to 5 years of education gap is easily acceptable by most of the Canadian institutions, right? But if you have more than 5 or 6 years of education gap, it is quite difficult for you to justify your reason to study in Canada. Now, again, it plays a very important role here, for Indian students, as UCW proudly accept up to 10 to 12 years of education gap as well. That means if you have done your education even long back in 2009, 10, 11, 12, and since then, if you are a working professional and having all the documentary proofs, you can apply for MBA program. You can still come to Canada and get your degree here. This is what makes us unique. This is how we have people coming and joining us at the age of 35, 36, 37, 38, 29, 28, a number for us. And as it's a business degree, it's a universal program MBA. So anyone can join this at any age. This is one of the best part, even for the people, those who are trying or looking forward to migrate to Canada, but not getting any opportunity from other platforms. I can say coming and studying here, contributing in the community, get a good job, and later on you can apply for permanent residency. These are the requirements made us very unique and stand it out from the other institution in terms of offering you place for MBA program. Also, it is not only about getting into MBA. Now, what are the advantages of MBA? This is the big question. Like there's a short-term course available, then why you should spend your years for doing MBA? So guys, 99% people, those who come to Canada, their dream is to settle in this country. They do not want to go back. Very few people, those who do not want to get PR in Canada. But you probably know that getting PR is a dream of every international student, but it is a point-based system. That means if you are having more points in your hand, it would be easy for you to secure PR in an easiest way. So if you compare it, a Canadian permanent residency system or a point table, you can see that the people, those who are having master degrees in their hand, those who have done their masters in Canada, they will be getting extra points while applying for a PR. Likewise, if you have masters or MBA, you will be getting 15 to 20 extra points. But if you'll be having diploma or a certificate, you'll be getting 4 to 5 extra points. So there's a huge difference in terms of getting points, which you require to have PR here in Canada. Another thing, it is not only about getting PR, it is about getting jobs as well. It is securing about career prospects as well. So salary differences are also very high, guys. If you compare it, salary between diploma, certificate versus masters, any masters, there's a huge difference. For diploma holders, for certificate holders, generally the salary starts from $20,000 to $22,000. There's the approx I'm giving it to you. It can be a little bit higher, a little bit lesser as well per year. This is what these students are getting up. And the people, those who have done their masters, their salary generally starts with around $40,000 to 43,000 Canadian dollars per annum. This is the difference. So it is not only about getting PR or getting into Canada, it is about making your career. So if you're deciding to come to Canada, please choose your decision wisely. Please see on which program you can fit into and which program can give you the better opportunities in the future. Because a lot of institutions offering short-term courses, lesser fee structure, you need to see the value of having a course in your hand. And this is what we offer to international students. So guys, this is about our MBA program where we accommodate all the international students with minimum entry requirements. Like as I already discussed, 10 to 12 years work experience, distance learning, we do accept it, minimum 55% accepted, and all exchange students can apply. So this is about MBA program. Now, before going ahead, I'll talk about the employability ratio for MBA as well, because MBA, which is a very important program for us, especially in UCW, we are famous of that program, and thousands of people, when they join, they are having their hopes, they are having dreams. So guys, employability ratio for UCW is 99% we have now for international students. So suppose if you complete your MBA from UCW, job opportunities will be around 99% what we have for you. So I'll just take a few names, the big names what we're having on our board in terms of giving you employments. We have Accenture with us, we have TCS, we have IBM, we have Royal Bank of Canada, we have BC Transit, we have Royal Orchids. So these are the top few names what we are having, although we have hundreds of companies, those who are indulged with us. And we conduct lot of job fairs once you're about to complete your program, and then you can go for the interview and secure your jobs. So that is how we are able to maintain our status for employability, that is 99%. So it is not only about giving you the degree, it is about giving you the career, what we believe in. This is about MBA program, guys. It is basically a 24 months program to 27 months course, because the people, those who are not directly able to get into MBA, they have to study pre-MBA as well. So that's different requirement for that, and I'll take that one on the question answer round. So it's a 2 years program leading to 3 years post-study work permit. And we have already started accepting applications for this particular program. So this is about MBA, guys. Now I'll be moving around our next top program for UG students. So Alvindo, I just want to quickly check back. Do we have UG students right now joining us? Or
yeah, we do have a couple. Yes, yeah, very true that. Yeah.
Great. So guys, for UG student, those who have recently completed their 12th or probably completed their 12th in 2019 or even in 18 as well, planning to go for Canada, I can offer you a program called Bachelor of Commerce. It's a very common program in India too. You must have know about it, that what exactly the program is. It's a business course where we'll teach you all the aspects of business, including sales, finance, accounting. You can choose any one of your choice. Now, why we are different, by offering this program as compared to other institutions? Remember, I have told you that we have a faster completion program option. So the degree, the undergrad degree in India, we have for 3 years, but in Canada, we have for 4 years. That means any undergrad degree in Canada is a duration of 4 years. You have to study 4 years, and then you will get 3 years of post-study work permit. But UCW have started this degree under fast track program option. Now, what exactly the fast track course is? That means you do not have to study for 4 years. You can complete this degree in just 2.5 years. That means you'll be saving your 1.5 years, and still you'll able to manage to get degree in your hand, and you will be getting 3 years post-study work permit as well. This degree is for those students, those who want to complete their degree sooner, do not want to spend longer time, and want to get into jobs early. So once you finish up your 2.5 years, you are not only saving your time, but you are also saving your cost as well, because you do not have to pay for 4 years. We only gonna charge you for 2.5 years fees. That means roughly I can say you can save around 14 to 15 lakh rupees easily. This is what we offer to international students, because after 12th, most of the students, they prefer to get into diploma courses, which are 2 years program leading to 3 years post-study work permit. So guys, I can say, rather than going for 2 years diploma, if you choose and spend extra 1 semester, the biggest factor you will be get a degree, not a diploma. So that means the value would be, of course, very higher there. And secondly, 3 years work permit, and the fee structure would remain same as what you'll be paying for a diploma program. So this is one of the best program what I can offer to the business student, the commerce students, those who have completed here in India, looking to get into. The entry requirement, guys, to get into this course is very easy. We only required overall 60% in your 12th. If you are having overall 60%, not less than 50 in any of the subject, you can get into this program very easily. You might able to see the academic IELTS scorecard as well. I'll talk about the English language requirement for UCW later on, and I'll tell you that what are the English language certificates we do accepted right now. So this is the course, guys, which I can offer to you. Another program is Bachelor of Arts in Business Communication. It is again a very popular program for us. We have a lot of people coming in because the student, those who have done their 12th from arts stream or from humanities, they probably do not have a lot of subjects to choose in. It's very difficult for you to choose which course you should take, because you also need to justify the reason to study. So the people, those who are coming from arts, humanities field and still looking forward to study business, I can say this is one of the best degree which we can offer, that is Bachelor of Arts in Business Communication. It's a 4 years degree program, guys, leading to 3 years post study. And academic requirement is again same, which is overall 60% in your 12th. But this degree we do not offer under short term. So you have to study for 4 years. Another program which is a very, very popular among international students on UG level, what we have, that is Associate of Arts. As I said, that most of the Indian students, they go for 2 years diploma program. They look after for 2 year courses. This is a 2 years diploma program leading to 3 years post-study work permit. Now I'll tell you the beauty of this program, how we are different. These days, guys, you probably know that a lot of Canadian institutions, they have made it mandatory that you should be having mathematics in your 12th. If you do not have studied maths, you probably cannot apply for a lot of programs of diploma level. Another thing, for other institutions, they have made it mandatory then that you should have minimum 50% in your individual subjects. But we have removed this condition. So that means if you have not studied maths, would not be a problem. Even if you, or unfortunately, if you score below 50 in any of the subject, still you can get into this course. There wouldn't be any problem. So it's a 2 years program leading to 3 years post-study work permit. Very popular program. The fee structure is very less. That is only 17,000 Canadian dollars for 1 year, which is almost similar to any diploma program from in college, even in Canada. So this is the requirement, guys. We only required overall 55%. That's it. If you are having this much, you can get into this course easily. So these are the top programs what we offer for UCW, and into this Associate of Arts, any stream students can apply. If you're from arts, or if you're from humanities, or even if you have done you like from non-medical or medical, still you can get into this course because we have various subjects course options available. So non-medical student, they can choose computing. Medical student, they can choose science courses there and psychology courses there. So this is one of the best programs what I can offer to you. So these are the 4 programs what UCW offers to international students. And the requirement, as I said, are very easy. We do not offer many programs, very few courses, but all are very effective in terms of getting into a good career start. So this is the program options, what we are having up.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Pavandeep, you will want to very quickly do the fees for the MBA? Just in...
Sure, yeah. So definitely, I'll now telling you about the fee structure for MBA program what we are having. So guys, we have, if you get direct entry into MBA program, which is of 2 years, leading to 3 years post-study work permit, the fee structure is very competitive and almost similar to any diploma program. Because the another factor among Indian students is like that fees for masters are very high in Canada. And somehow it is true for other institutions, the fee structure for masters are very high, generally starting from 23 to 25,000 Canadian dollars per annum. But at UCW, if you get direct admission into MBA for 2 years, our fee structure is just $17,000 per annum, which is almost similar to any diploma or a certificate program from any reputed college in Canada. So you can compare it here. With the same fees, you can complete your master's degree even, onto which you can just get into a diploma. This is the fees for direct entry into MBA. But as I said, if you will get admission with pre-MBA, that is MBA foundation program, then your fee structure for 1 year would be around 21,000 Canadian dollars. So this is the fees what we are having for 24 months and for 27 months course for MBA program. Now, another thing, English language requirement, guys, which I would like to tell you that what are the exams we do accept it. So IELTS, PTE, we do accept. And in the situation of pandemic COVID-19, we do accept Duolingo as well, which is again a famous online course. So for IELTS, our requirements is very less. We only required overall 6.5. In writing, it should be 6, and other module, it can be 5.5. So if you are having this much in IELTS, you are able to get direct admission into MBA or any other program as well. In PTE, we do accept overall 61, not less than 58. If you are having this much, you still can apply for any of the program. Now, in this situation, of course, you guys are not able to get it, go for IELTS, then Duolingo is a test which you can take online by sitting at your home. You just need a working laptop, that's it. And that exam you can take by paying around $49 fees, I guess. That also we do accept. And onto that, your score should be around 105 to between 110. If you are having that much, we will give you the conditional offer letter, and later on, you can submit IELTS and can apply for the visa. So these are the English language proficiency test we do have, we do accept it, guys. But I have a good piece of news for you all, that UCW has started our own English proficiency test for the student, those who likely or willing to join UCW only, with the name of password test. So password test, guys, it is similar to a Duolingo test. It's an online examination which you can take by sitting at your home. We will issue the result in just 2 working days, and then you can apply for the conditional offer letter. But the best part, it is a free of cost test. You do not have to pay anything for it. Like for Duolingo, you have to pay $49, but for password, it is completely free of cost. So we are running up this test for this month only. By July, we're not going to accept password test. So June is the only dates what we are having available for now. So these are the admission requirements and IELTS requirements and other requirements for UCW for all the programs, guys.
Okay, thank you so much, Pavandeep. I mean, that was very enlightening, and I mean, even I learned a lot. So we are very quickly going to get to Priyal. Priyal, if you can start your video. Before that, I'm just going to run a poll, okay? So I'll give you 10 seconds to... yeah, if you can see the poll on your screen, I will stop it in 5 seconds. Priyal, I would like you to unmute yourself, get onto your video, and you can start sharing your screen.
Hi.
Yeah.
I hope I'm audible to everyone.
Yes, you are.
Okay, thanks a lot for the opportunity. So if so should I wait for the poll, or should I start share the screen?
Yeah, you can start your share screen. Yes.
All right.
Pavandeep, if you can end your screen. Yes.
Yeah.
I hope the presentation is visible to everyone.
Yes.
Great. So hi, very good afternoon all. Myself Priyal, and I'm from Auxilo Finserv. I've been working with Auxilo as a relationship manager from Mumbai location. And we are based in all the locations, pan India. We are based into 6 locations, that is Mumbai, Pune. We are into north, that is Delhi. We are into Gujarat, that is Ahmedabad and Surat. We are into south, that is Bangalore, Chennai and Hyderabad. So to begin with my presentation, I'll just introduce my company. So Auxilo Finserv is a non-banking financial company, and we are registered with RBI, and we are into the business since 2017. So till now, holding a very good and a sound portfolio of more than 400 crores of disbursement. So our company has own promoters. So if I talk about the funding, which is the major issue considering the current scenario into the market, we are very much back with that, having our own promoters. One, Mr. Akash Bansali of Inam Holdings. Another is Mr. Vivek Saraugi of Balram Chinipal Mills. And recently, ICICI Bank has also taken this stake into our company, and we be getting funding from their end as well. So yes, the funding would never stop in our case, as happened with few of the companies in the past scenarios. But yeah, considering current scenario and the coming scenarios, funding is not an issue from our company side. To start with, education loan, why to go with us, or I'll say why it is required for a student. See, for now, as per the situation of online courses as well, a lot of students must be thinking why to go for education loan, why not to use parents funds and just pay the first semester fees and then I'll take a loan afterwards. I'll suggest education loan is not a burden on your parents. Education loan is a way which makes you independent from the very beginning. So if you go with the pointers as well, I have given us that it will make you an independent. It will also help you understand your responsibility, because we keep you as the applicant on the education loan. We do not keep your parents. Your parents are co-applicant who is supporting your loan till the time you get a full-time job and you start earning and you are capable enough to repay your loan. So that's why the loan repayment is also 10 years. So which is a good span for you to come up and give away the loan repayments. Then if I talk about the options which we give to the student. So this was the session specifically for Canada. So I'll start with Canada. With Canada, we are very much into unsecured funding. So we have a loan limit up to 20 to 25 lakhs unsecured, non-collateral, non-mortgage loan for the students who are working and the students who are fresher. So this is for all the segments. This is for MBA. This is for PGDM courses, 1 year, 2 year PGDM programs. This is for even the students who are planning for undergrad courses, right? So undergrad as well, up to 20 lakhs, I have an unsecured loan funding. I can even extend to 25 lakhs if the eligibility criteria fits in. About the repayment part, we have the offers, that is partial interest repayment, simple interest repayment, and EMI. So partial interest is somewhere I fix up a small amount of interest, which is supposed to be paid by your parents during your course duration and 1 year after that as well. So we give you a buffer time of 1 year once you complete your course to start repaying your actual EMIs. Meanwhile, you would be paying either a simple interest amount or a partial interest amount, which is not more than, I'll say 10,000 to 15,000. Minimum 5,000 we give, maximum we'll be giving 10 to 15,000 a month, right? And when it comes about the loan part, yes, we will be considering, we will be taking care of your parents' profiles. We'll be checking your parents' profiles. We'll be checking your academic profiles. If you're a working professional, it is a plus point for the profile. We're going to consider that. If you're a fresher, that is again a good part. We will check your academics and we will check the college you've been admitted to, the course you're going to. And on the basis of that, on the basis of your parents' CIBIL scores, on the basis of your parents' financials, I'm not saying financials is that I always want a strong financial. I want a decent financial where there is no CIBIL defaults. Okay. And if there is any kind of CIBIL issue as well, we are very much, okay to go and check in depth that why this has happened. To understand the financial part, sometimes the CIBIL are affected by the, I'll say, credit payments. Basic, 100 rupee credit payment default as well affects your CIBIL. One EMI delay also affects your CIBIL. So if that is a scenario, we're going to check that and we're going to work on that part. So this is the options available from our end. So to start with the unsecured part, yes. And this is the repayment we give, and profile of your parents and students is considered. To move on, how soon we're going to come around the TAT. So we have a TAT of, I'll say 4 to 5 working days in an unsecured loan offering, where we're going to give you at least an idea that how the things will be with your loan, whether we're going to go ahead or not, or if there's any issue coming up with your loan part, we're going to discuss that as well to you. So yes, you're gonna expect a decision from our end within 4 working days to maximum 5 working days, considering the current scenario, because maximum things are online. The moment we're back on track, it will be much lesser. Yes, we have secured loan opportunities as well for a course fees which is higher than 25 lakhs. So we're gonna take a collateral, where the collateral could be a residential property, it could be a commercial property, it could be a fixed deposit up to 80% of your loan amount. We accept that, and against that we're going to fund your 100% cost of education. With 100% cost of education, I mean your living expense, your tuition fees, your traveling charges, and any laptop or anything you have purchased specifically for your course, that we will also be considering into it. So that includes your 100% course. Unlike banks, we are not going to take any margin money with you. Okay, it would be 100% funding. You just have to submit your documents, and once we sanction your loan, there's a small processing fee payment you have to make, and you will get your sanction letter and further your disbursements. A lot of students have a point that how soon we can close the loan if we start earning. So with us, there is no restriction on closing a loan. It's just that we have kept a 6 months lock-in. So for example, let's say in the month of January, I have disbursed you a certain XYZ amount and you wish to repay that. So you just make me a payment of first 6 months, make first 6 months installment payment. And from the 7th month, you can start prepaying or repaying your loan. So you can close the loan after 6 months. You can make the part payment. You can make a full payment. Okay, no charges, no penalties, nothing are there. It is zero charge, zero penalty on your foreclosure or part closure of your loans, right? So yeah, this will be one facility from our end. Also, the EMIs and everything would be charged on the amount you have used. For example, you have only taken from us 10 lakhs from your 20 lakh of loan. So only 10 lakhs on that, I'm going to charge the EMI to you. Another question, which is, I'll say the important one for the students, is the ROI. For now, I'll be very clear in this part. ROI is something is completely depends on the student's profile, right? And for an unsecured loan offering, my ROI is starting from 12.5%, going maximum to 13.5%. Between that, the range any which ways will close. We can even negotiate. The option is always open. On the basis of the profile, I can work out with the lower ROIs as well. Right. So yes, these are the options with us. So what the service you will be getting from us, we have a dedicated relationship manager or CM who will be allocated to you, who will be having direct interaction with you. You can reach out to that person for all the queries. And we have special pre-approved loans for a student where the sanction letter has just come, or sorry, the conditional offer letter has come, not the confirm offer letter. On the conditional offer letter also we are issuing you a loan sanction. Documentation is easy process. It is not at all cumbersome. Very minimum documents are required. Just the academics and your parents' financials and the KYCs would suffice. No further, long list of documents we follow. It's an easy option. And so yeah, this is from my end. This is our toll-free number, and that's my website. You guys can connect. You guys can also have my contact number directly from AVF. So Alvito, can I share my number here?
Yes, please. Yes.
Fine. So you guys can get in touch with me at my direct mobile number, which is 842-6065-733. I'll mention that into the chat option as well. So I'll just stop sharing my screen and I'll mention that into the chat. So that will be my email address and mobile number, where you guys can reach out to me anytime for any queries regarding the loan and everything. I would always suggest, once you are coming and connecting me, you mark your counselors from EDF consultants as well into the same mail, or you inform that you have contacted us for the loan part, so that they will also be able to keep a cross check, and they will also be helping you out for the loan processes.
Okay, thank you, Priyal, so much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm just going to run a very quick poll and then I will take over the presentation. We are going to get into a Q&A, so please put your poll results in this. And I will start sharing my screen. So I just want to run a small testimonial of one of our students. You can see how students appreciate us when because of the way we operate. Please look at the video. Okay, thank you. So thank you for putting in your poll results. I mean, most of you have said September and Jan is when you want to start. Yeah, please get in touch with us. You can put in your numbers privately to me and to AVF, and we will get in touch with you. Thank you. Please, I'm going to run a quick testimonial of this student of us.
Can't hear anything, actually.
So we are not able to hear anything, what she's saying.
Yeah, we can't hear anything.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
Okay, let me do that again. Let me do that again. Yeah. Can you hear that? Can you hear that?
No, not at all.
No, she's not audible at all. The video is lagging.
I think if you can share this on WhatsApp.
Yeah, I think I will do
Yeah,
that.
that would be great.
Okay, we are going to jump into a Q&A. Okay, you can unmute yourself. You can even unmute your video and quickly ask. Pawandeep is on the call. I'm on the call. Priyal is on the call. So please ask your questions. You can even put it in the chat and we'll pick up your questions from the chat. And let me see if I can run this for you. Yeah, this is another testimonial.
I can't hear.
Can't hear, sir.
Same issue with this one also. The video.
Pawan, I have a question.
For the admission, deciding the colleges and everything.
Hello?
Yeah, hi Pawan.
Yeah, hi.
I have a question. Can I ask?
Yeah, please go ahead, please. Yeah.
Okay, Pawan, now you have almost covered all of the questions. Okay, and thank you. Really appreciate for that. Just wanted to check with you that if I apply, say for Jan intake, okay, of September intake, okay, and if I get a conditional offer letter from your end, okay, thereafter I apply for the visa, correct? Once I get the visa, okay, then the online courses will start. Am I right?
All right. So the thing is, like, as these days, definitely, government of Canada has introduced a new bill say that if you complete your online classes around 50%, there will be no post-study work permits, right? But we are pretty much hopeful that by January 2021 or even October 2020, the situation might get back on track, and we are hopeful that students even from India, they will be able to travel to Canada for their campus classes.
Okay.
We are suggesting online classes for the students, those who have already got their visas for the last intake, like April intake and even for July and few for October, those who haven't traveled back and holding their visas. So if they do not want to waste up their time, they can start their online classes, and it's a good for them. But if you're likely to join up for the coming intakes, for October 2020 or even for January 2020, there will be two ways for you. Even if the situation will be fine, then probably travel to Canada to start up your classes there. If not, definitely you can start your classes online here from India. And also we have a recorded sessions, because the time difference is so much in Canada and India. So it's only possible for everyone, to go live. So we have the recorded session. You can start your, classes from India itself. There won't be any problem. So both of the options will be available for you.
Okay. Also, I had asked a question that the application fee. Okay. Now the application fee is if I have a IELTS score of 6.5, then the application fee is waived off. Okay. What if I don't have a 6.5 IELTS? I have a overall 6 band in IELTS. Then what?
All right. So again, I have a very good piece of news for you, because we have just started, and this was I want to announce on this session that for all the students, even those who are having overall 6, not less than 5.5, still we are not charging anything. So the application fees is completely waived off, even for the students with overall 6, not less than 5.5 bands in IELTS.
Oh, wonderful. That's good to know. But do they need to take the EAP, or is that direct entry?
See, for admission purpose, even if the student do not have English language with them, even IELTS or not even Duolingo, still they can apply with their other documents. We'll issue the conditional offer letter.
Yeah.
Later on, once they will give the IELTS, they need to submit us, and then we release the unconditional offer letter.
Yeah. Okay. So
Reserve the seat to the university.
Okay, that's good to know. So you can apply conditionally, and then you'll have to get your 6.5, because that is also the requirement for immigration.
Definitely, that is the requirement. Yeah. But right now, because IELTS is not happening, so of course people cannot go out for the exam. So this is the best time to apply with this other documents and secure your spot without paying any application fees.
Yeah, but I encourage students to take the Duolingo. It's a lot more simpler. It's only $49, and like Pavandeep mentioned, they've also got the password test, and that is also not very difficult. So you save your fees, you save your time, and you'd be in time to go for your respective intakes. Most of you said you want to join September, October intake, so you can get started now, and we will guide you on this whole English requirements and take it forward for you.
Pavandeep, I have one question.
Okay, yeah, please.
I've passed my bachelor's in veterinary science in 2001.
Sorry, could you please come back? You have passed bachelor in 2001.
Veterinary science. So I'm a veterinary doctor.
Okay.
So am I eligible to go for an MBA course?
Likewise, you already working like for almost 19 years, I can say.
Yes.
So, firstly, there wouldn't be any problem to apply for MBA program, sir, because MBA is, it's a universal course. So it's not a matter even if somebody come at just 60 with a walking stick, we don't mind it. The only condition is person must be able to walk. So there won't be any problem if you're applying it right now. It is only about justifying your reason to study in Canada to the higher commission. So if you make up a very strong statement of purpose, and if you're able to justify the reason to take up MBA program, I won't find any difficulty to, make you enter into this course if you are, having certain other requirements fulfilling up for our MBA program. So there won't be.
Yeah. So when I justify my cause for studying in Canada, can I also stress or emphasize that I want to build up my own setup over in Canada? Maybe a pet shop store franchisee, or maybe hospital, line of hospitals. Maybe these reasons should be good enough for them.
That is fine, because see, after having ample of work experience, and if you're looking for a management degree, so definitely you can utilize this to be an entrepreneur. You can show up, of course, your skills, that why you're looking to get into business part in Canada, and what are the benefits you'll be drive after completion of the course. So all these things you can definitely put up on your SOP and make it more strong. I can guess that AVF consultant will can surely gonna help you out in that to, to make your profile very, very strong. So that wouldn't be a problem, I can say.
So if I apply now and say within a month or two, if I get a yes from the university, how much time does it take for visa and other processes?
See, visa processing is something different because right now, VFS, they're not working in India.
Okay.
So this is the best time just to apply for your offer letter. You can get your offer letter in your hand, complete all other documentation. And once VFS will gonna start, then you can go for the biometrics and, it hardly take around 1 month, I can say. So the complete process you can complete very rapidly because we also, send the offer letters very quickly. So that won't be a problem. And the complete process will take you around 2.5 months maximum, I can say.
Okay, Pawan, a question related to this. Based on the offer letter, we can apply for the visa, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and do University of Canada take this any deposit or anything for offer letter, or just apply and get the offer letter?
See, as I just mentioned that generally we do have a application fees for all the program that is 50 Canadian dollars. But right now we are waiving off that one for all the international students, those who have 6, not less than 5.5. And even if you do not have IELTS or any other English language, still you can apply right now, and we will share the conditional offer letter. And once you have your IELTS, you can submit to us. So right now it is waived off.
Mr. Pawandip, can I ask you a question now?
Yes, please.
Yeah, thank you so much for the presentation. It was really enlightening and really helpful. I have a background of architecture. I'm an architect currently from Mumbai University. I graduated in 2018, and now I'm looking for MBA as an option. And I have a GPA which fulfills all the requirements that you have just mentioned. Just to confirm, I won't be requiring GMAT or anything, right? I can just apply with my CGPA scores and all the other documents, right?
Yeah, exactly. So GMAT is completely waived off. As a UCW, we do not ask for GMAT from the international students. So you don't have to go with that. Yeah, only with the
GMAT. Okay, and already I was applying for masters before this previously, and I'd applied on my own, but because of the COVID situation, I couldn't go forward with that. So that's why I have a TOEFL score, but I don't have an IELTS right now. So I'll be taking forward the procedure that you have suggested right now, even with the passing test, I guess, that is just applicable for June, I guess, that you mentioned.
Yeah.
So I think I'll go with that. So TOEFL score won't be helpful in any way, right?
Yeah, exactly. We don't generally, accept that one. So either competitive a test you can take up like password or Duolingo even.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Pawandip, I wanted to ask you a few questions.
Sure.
So I just went through the comment section, and I just wanted to ask you that if I'm looking at a MBA course, then how much would be the expenses for a year in Indian rupees? Like, if you can just confirm that once again, because I heard from a few places that it could range from 15 to 20 lakhs per annum.
All right. Okay. So yes, the fee structure for MBA program is generally 17,000 Canadian dollars, which is I'll make you equivalent to Indian rupees. Then starting from $17,000 to 21,000 Canadian dollars per annum, depending whether you are getting direct admission into MBA or you will get admission with pre-MBA course. So if price 17,000, if you take up for direct admission, then it will come roughly around, I can say, 8 to 8.5 lakh rupees in Indian currency, 8.5 lakh roughly. And apart from that, the living expenses in Canada generally, as per Canadian government, is 10,000 Canadian dollars, which is approx 5.5 lakh rupees, right? So in total, first year expense, generally it would be around, including your tuition and accommodation, living, that would around 13 to 14 lakh rupees. Like $17,000. Yeah. So.
Okay, and I just want to confirm one more thing is, what if somebody has maybe a drop of a year or 2 years or some KTs? So is there any particular number for, applying that if this is not applicable, this is not going to be acceptable?
So you are talking about the backlogs, if somebody has
backlogs, right?
See, generally we do accept 7 to 8 backlogs, but it should be cleared and a student must be having no backlog certificate issued by the university.
Okay, got it. Thank you. These were the two things I wanted to ask.
Pawandip sir, I wanted to know the university ranking in Canada and approximate pay for a newly passed out MBA graduate from your university?
All right. See, if I talk about the university ranking, firstly, it is a private university. It's not a public institution, but there's just one difference. What you can find among public and a private is whether they will be giving you post-study work rights or not. There's the only difference what they're having. So UCW do offer post-study work permits for all of the programs, which you can check on the government website of Canada, that is CIC website.
Okay.
In terms of MBA program, we are ranked number 3 in Canada to offer MBA program and in the employability sector, because MBA program is not that easy to get into in Canada. And as we have hundreds of students joining us, so employability ratio, which I mentioned, is 99%. So we are number 3 into that part. And sorry, what was your second question was like?
Approximate pay a newly freshly passed MBA graduate can expect.
The salary you're talking about.
Starting salaries, yes.
All right. See, as I've already mentioned that, I'll just give you the idea, that if a student go for a diploma or something like that. So particularly from UCW, our students generally able to secure a good jobs with minimum salary of around $40,000 to $42,000
per annum.
Per annum, yes, per annum.
Okay.
Okay, Pawandeep, there is a question. The password exam, how will that be conducted? Is it a Zoom? Is it a Skype? How will that be conducted?
All right. So for that, basically, student first need to apply for. Once we receive the application, then we will conduct the password test through Skype. So the faculty would be there who will in touch with the student, and over your computer, they will suggest you that how you have to go through with it. So through the Skype, which you're going to connect.
Okay. There is a question, what is the pre-MBA? So I'll just very quickly tell you what that is for those who, Pawandeep, if you can do that, yeah.
Yeah, so pre-MBA is basically for those people, those who are not generally able to get direct admission into MBA, means if they do not have any business background, or even if they are coming from other than business background, they are not having like around 65% still willing to go for MBA program, then we offer them 3 months pre-MBA course where they're going to learn about that what exactly business field is, and they can continue with their main program. So direct MBA is majorly for business stream students, and also for the people those who are having around 65 to 66 in their graduation. So if they're having below than that, they're still able to make for MBA with pre-MBA foundation course.
Okay, I'll just jump in here. For those who can see my screen, these are our phone numbers. That's our email ID, our website, our social coordinates. Please take a note of those. I'll just quickly introduce my team to you. I'm going to be your counselor. So when you come in, you will in all probably be talking to Julie. Julie, if you can just unmute yourself and say hi. And to Jenny.
Hi everyone.
Yeah, so that's
Julie here.
And then you will also be connected to Jency. So Jency will then handle your application. She's your first point of contact for your counseling. And of course, I will be, I'm very passionate about student career. So, pathways after you complete your course, what should you be doing? How do you choose your course is the most important thing that I will be talking to you about. So I will career counsel you. And that is what I will do. Yeah. And you will, when you call in or you email, Julie is the one who's going to contact you. Yeah, our coordinates are given on your screen. Please make a note of it. I've also put it in the chat. And you can get in touch with us after the presentation and over the course of the next few days. We are, like Pawandeep said, we are looking at targeting the October intake. We had a question about the visa. It takes about 2.5 months, right, from start to end. I had the privilege of being on an IRCC call last night. It was very enlightening, and there two very important things came out. One is we can file visas online, without the biometric, without a medical, we don't want you going into a medical center and getting yourself exposed to the virus. We can file the visas. They are going to process it. They are not going to approve it, but they'll give us something similar to conditional visas, which means you can at least get your application rolling. Second, and Pawandeep spoke about employment in Canada. Somebody asked about it. A revealing figure came out yesterday in the call by Immigration Canada, and they said there are 240,000 jobs vacant at the moment in Canada because of COVID-19. If you compare that to the US has filed for 41 million unemployment claims in the US. That's more than 4 crores of unemployment claims as compared to Canada, who's got a shortage of labor, and they're looking for people to come into in this year to study and move into the workforce. Yeah, so that was something that really came out from ISCC yesterday.
I have one question for Mr. Pawandip, sir.
Yeah, please.
Sir, if for this year, the beginning session goes online, so is there any variation in the fees, or we have to pay the complete fees?
Not exactly in the variation of fees, because anyhow all the facilities will be getting apart from just the part-time job options in Canada. But yes, the fee structure would be same, but we have reduced our the initial deposit that was earlier 7,900 Canadian dollars, and now we have reduced it to 3,000 Canadian dollars. So by paying 3,000 Canadian dollars, you can get the LOA, that is letter of acceptance, and with that you can apply for the study permit. So this is the changes what we have made, and rest of the fees, yes, it would remain same, of course. There's no much difference as
so it's a 2-year course, right?
It's a 2 years, 24.
Okay, I'm getting a few questions. Can you share the presentation recording? See, for privacy purposes, because there are names, people have taken their names and put out their questions and stuff. I will not share the recording. However, if you've missed the start of the recording or you missed the start of the presentation, please get in touch with us. We are most happy to spend time with you one-on-one. Okay, we have
last question to Pawandeep, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, please.
So I just wanted to check with you that the deposit part which you said, okay, now if I don't get the visa, do that deposit amount is refunded?
Not really. See, as per the tuition fees refund policy, a student need to submit their visa refusal letter. Yes, if you will be able to send us the visa refusal letter for you, we deduct only 250 Canadian dollars. That is the administrative charges, and rest of the fees would be refundable.
So you mean to say the $3,000 deposit which you take before giving the LOA, if I don't get the visa, you deduct 250 and you refund the 2,750 amount back to us, right?
270 we do deduct it, and rest of the amount we will pay back to the student. Yeah.
Yeah, so I will just jump in on that. So when we file visas, now there are two things, okay? There is an application fee which will be waived if you qualify for a fee waiver. And then there is a fee deposit, okay? So after you've got your unconditional offer, to file your visa, you have to pay your first year fee and the GIC. Now we like to go under SDS because UCW qualifies under SDS. Now what do you have to do under SDS is you have to pay your full 1 year fee, which is approximately $21,300, and you have to pay your GIC, which is $10,000, okay, or $10,250 if you're doing it in Nova Scotia Bank. So that is what you will pay when you before you apply for your visa, after you've got an unconditional offer. Now, what is refunded in case of a visa rejection? Of the $21,300 that you've paid, $250 is deducted, and the $21,050 is refunded back to you, and of course the entire GIC if it's the visa rejection. So it's pretty much the entire thing. However, we encourage students to go under SDS because the approval rates under SDS are way higher as compared under if you just do a smaller deposit. Yeah, and we are telling you that from experience.
I have two questions. One is initially you mentioned that for Mr. Pawan, the questions are initially you mentioned that if the 50% course is done in online and 50% done in person, then the work permit won't get affected, right? But that is just being hopeful about the scenario that we get to do 50% in person. What if the case is so, like God forbid it doesn't happen, but what are the cases so that if we do more than 50% online and do probably like 30% or 25% in person, then still does the work permit get affected?
See, as of now, the instruction the Canadian High Commission is definitely is like 50% what they have clearly mentioned. Anyhow, but yes, if you can complete your most of the program duration through online, there would not be any problem. But there is no official declaration as
Hello.
yeah.
Okay.
But
Okay.
before, I mean, like 30%, 40%, if you do it here and then can go to Canada, again, there won't be any problem. But more than 50%, you have to wait, some more time to get more clarity on that part as well.
Okay. And my second question is, since I'm from architecture background, so I have to join for the pre-MBA program, right?
More likely, because when you apply at University Canada West, the applications will review by the faculties, and most of the time by review your academics and review your overall profile, they generally decide like whether students to go with pre-foundation course, it would be direct MBA what they can offer to you. But I can say that majority of the students who join us at UCW, they generally go with pre-foundation program. Yeah, that's a thing.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much.
Sir.
Yeah, please. Yeah.
Regarding accommodation, university provides accommodation?
See, accommodation likewise, as we are located in downtown Vancouver, which is a very prime location of Vancouver. So we have few on-campus accommodation facilities. We are starting from July intake, but apart from that, we have a lot of contacts with the local accommodation facility board, and we can share that presentation with you once you apply up, and you can directly get in touch with those people and can get your accommodation done. So we will issue, sharing all the contact numbers, the email IDs of the people, those who offer the accommodation near in around Vancouver downtown, and you can directly get in touch and just get a better deal from them. Yeah.
Okay.
But we support it on that way. Yeah.
Okay, and the climate in Vancouver is not temperate, right?
It's one of the finest condition what we serve in Vancouver, and that is how most of the people they generally want to get into Vancouver. If you do Google, you can find that Vancouver is having one of the best weather in Canada. So nothing to worry about it. I mean, you can go out throughout the year for jobs, for studies. Yeah.
Hi, Pawan. I have a question. Can I just ask you? I heard that Vancouver is the second most expensive city in Canada. Where we talk about the grocery, utility, living expense, approximately how much do you land up spending in a month? I do not agree that we have a GIC, but just in case, yeah.
Yeah. See, of course, as earlier the Vancouver was the first number in the terms of expensive city, but now Toronto has just moved ahead and second top expensive city there. But the best part is that the most expensive part, if you left from Vancouver, most of the people, they either live in Surrey, which is just like 35 minutes drive from Vancouver, and few other neighborhood locations, which is like 30-35 minutes of drive and 20-25 minutes from the SkyTrain. So there you can find the cheaper accommodation part, even for a couple, or if you're looking forward to live in a group. So I can say generally the accommodation people can get it roughly around 400 to 500 per person. For a couple, you can find it around $1,000 to $1,100 per annum per month. Sorry, and then grocery and internet and everything will cost you complete around somewhere around 1,300 to 1,500 Canadian dollars per month. So this is the general expenses what students can get it if they live in Vancouver. But if you just go out from Vancouver a little bit ahead, then it will reduce somewhere by $900 to $1,000 as well.
So in case if we go there as a couple, approximately you're paying $1,400 to $1,500 per month. Is that so?
Yeah, that's for accommodation, and that will be outside of Vancouver a little bit. Where you have to travel around for 25-30 minutes easily.
I'll just jump in on that. See, it varies on what kind of accommodation, where you're staying. Is it shared? Is it private? What Pavandeep was talking about, private accommodation. There are shared accommodations. You understand? You can share your private room with a private private bathroom and a shared kitchen and a shared living room. That comes in at a fraction of these costs that he just said. And Vancouver is well connected to Surrey, New Westminster, so it's very easy to stay to live outside. Vancouver, the university is in downtown, so you can, like he said, you can work and study in the city in downtown and live in the suburbs. If you compare it to Mumbai, it's like going from Churchgate to maybe Bandra, and that is it.
Okay.
That's how it is. It's not more
And
than that.
one more question. Approximately, you can work for 20 hours in a week. So are we looking at $12 or a little more that a person could make in an hour, approximately?
See, the minimum wage rate in Vancouver, British Columbia is just raised up by 13.5 now. So this is the minimum wage what you can get it, but definitely it's completely depend on the skills. People generally can earn a little bit higher as well. But the minimum is like 13.5, which will be getting up. So it depend upon from the skills that how much you can earn up. So this is the minimum as per the government standard you can earning there.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Robin. Thank you.
Yeah, with regard to your part-time jobs, you pretty much take care of your living expenses. Most students are able to take care of their living expenses. I have live cases of my own students who are even paying their interest on their loans with their part-time jobs, and it's very, very possible to do that. Yeah. Okay, let me just run through some questions which I may have missed, Pavandeep, for you. Does anybody have any questions on the loans? Thank you for a great present.
Is there any skill shortage website or place where we can see the skill shortages in Canada?
See, the immigration part, skill shortage part, basically you can check with the different provinces. Like if you want to come to British Columbia, you can check the British Columbian province website. Onto that, you can see that what are the NOC, the programs under that, the skill, the people what they are looking for. So every provinces in Canada, they are having their own sort of list. Or if you want to get into a general, you can check back the express entry thing, onto which you can find out the complete list that what knocks they are looking for. So every province they generally, they back.
Could you please possibly share the links with us?
Yeah, this is not an immigration webinar. It's a study webinar. I will share that with you privately. Yes. However, you have to understand that Canadian immigration is provincial directed. So you have British Columbia, you have Alberta, you have Ontario, and they have each of them have provincial nomination programs. There are options in British Columbia to come under regional provincial nomination programs, which are much more simpler. So you have to look at your own profile simply. It's not, you cannot really generalize it. Like Pavandeep said, there are NOCs that you can look up. It's in public domain. You just Google it. It's on the immigration website. Yeah, it's very simple to find. Yeah.
Great, thanks.
I'm just running through some more questions I may have missed, Pavandeep. Yeah, I think we've completed, covered most of it. If we've missed any of your questions, please connect to us. These are the phone numbers on the screen. The email IDs are, we are very active on our socials of Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter. We also have a YouTube channel, which I put on the chat. So connect to us. Feel free to connect to us. We are very approachable. Pavandeep is very happy to talk to you also if you have questions about UCW and getting into there. Yeah, there are deadlines. Pavandeep, if we can talk about deadlines, application deadlines for October.
Sure. Yeah. So right now we are guys open for, as I said, that October 2020 and January 2021. We were about to, get the application for October somewhere by August first week. Would be a deadline for October intake, and January we will keep running somewhere by September. So these are the two deadlines what we are having coming up for the coming intakes. And but frankly, guys, this is the best time I can say, because when we are at home, we can more explore by ourselves. You can better check the benefits of studying in Canada or getting into any institution or the programs, your future career. So please explore this time in a good way, and please do not hold back your dreams to study in Canada, because we are pretty much hopeful that the situation will be back on track very, very soon. Canada has been, covered up in a very good way. It has been reduced the cases. Most of the things are open, and we are likely to start up our batches from the coming months as well. So there wouldn't be any problem, and you all can see yourself traveling in Canada in even 2020 as well. there would not be any problem.
Okay, another thing that came up in the IRCC webinar I attended last night, they said that Canada is going to open the borders in a staggered manner. They've already started considering opening borders to certain countries. India is going to be one of those very soon. So once you have your visa and your visa is valid, you will have to quarantine for 14 days compulsorily before you go to university. Now the universities, and I'm sure the UCW is going to have quarantine measures for students because it has to be supervised quarantine where you cannot violate your quarantine. So they are already putting in place and bringing out, we can expect that maybe in the next week or 10 days, the Canada will start opening the visa applications and accepting students. And I'm talking only for students, okay? They are not talking about tourists and business. They're talking about students only. That came out in the call yesterday, but they're saying students can come in subject to quarantine. Now you can understand for a student, it's easy to quarantine for 14 days because you're going there for 2 years and 5 years. On a tourist, you cannot quarantine because you're going there for maybe a 10-day holiday, right? So that's not for tourists, it's only for students. So it's subject to quarantine measures. So those rules are going to come out. So you have to make your application, get in front of the line. I'll give you something about timelines and deadlines. There will be, once the visa office opens in Bangalore and Mumbai and Delhi, you can expect a huge load in visa immigration, okay? So typical time is 4 to 6 weeks for a Canadian visa. Don't expect it to come in 4 to 6 weeks. It's gonna take at least 8 to 12 weeks, yeah? So please put in your applications at the earliest. If you're looking at October, I don't think you'll be able to go in if you apply in July. You'll have to apply mid-June, end of June, because if you have that thing, you pay your deposit, get your loan sorted in July. You file your visa in July, you're probably going in October. Beyond that, frankly, it will be difficult just because of the load that immigration has to handle once the office is open. Pavandeep, if you agree with me on that.
Definitely. Very, very, very true. Though the situation will be like, even a lot of people, those who have already applied for April and July, their visas filing are already with embassy. And once they start working on that, definitely they will give the priority to the people, those who already applied up. So all the new applications will take a time, so guys, please apply as early as possible from whenever you're planning up, because there will be a huge rush for the coming months and the people, those who are applying for. So this is the best time where you can take up all the opportunities, as the universities are offering, free offer letters, and even they're not asking for the English test like UCW. So this is the best time, to plan and can apply and hold up your seat. So this is something what everyone can do of those who are having dreams to study in Canada for coming intakes. Yeah.
Okay, Pawan, there's a question. How much time does it take to get an offer letter after application?
Now we have made it very faster into this part, and we are just offering the offer letters in generally 2 working weeks. So maximum 2 working weeks we take up to release the offer letter for the international students.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I think that is all the questions we have. Does anybody else have any more questions? Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna say thank you all of you for attending. I want to say thank you to Priyal, thank you for the presentation and sharing your contacts.
Thanks Albito.
Yeah, people will get in touch with you. Pavandeep, a special thank you to you. With all you brought so much of energy to this webinar. It would have been very dead without your energy.
Thank you so much, Arvind. Thank you, team AVF consultant, to provide me an opportunity. I'm pleasure to be here today.
Yes, it was a pleasure having you. Thank you for accepting the invitation and coming to us. Priyal, thank you for accepting the invitation. Guys, if you have any questions and queries, please get in touch with us. The phone numbers are in the chat and on the screen. And through our socials or email. For those who have already got in touch with us, get your applications in immediately, okay? We are still working, my office is still working from home. However, we are connected 8-10 hours of the day. So please connect to us and we will put the applications through. Do not expect applications to go through for October if you apply in July. However, if you apply in June, you definitely will be able to go in October. Understand that 50% rule is for those who start their course in 2020, not 21. Okay, so only if you start your course in October 2020 will the 50% rule apply. If you start in Jan 2021, it does not apply. So, of course, we can expect some leeway to that rule also changing, but that is, let's go with this for now. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I think that is all. Pawandeep's email ID, yeah, we will connect to you directly to Pawandeep once an application is in place, yeah. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you everybody for attending. Thank you Pawandeep, thank you Priyal. And
Thank you, Avinko. Thank
yeah.
you so much. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you.
Yeah, please stay safe. The only thing we can contribute is by staying safe and staying healthy, where we can flatten the curve on our own. So please stay safe, stay healthy, and we will probably see you in Canada very soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you.